Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning from the USA.
Good
Welcome to our
evening
show.
from Islamabad.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you for time to come to the show. Professor Raja Mujtaba from Islamabad. Let me introduce to our viewers that you are one of the opinion makers from Islamabad, and you run Opinion Makers, an online journal or one online kind of media that publishes some articles or research papers or whatever of fine kind of argument or logics, whatever, of some kind of interest to all, especially the people that are interested in Himalayan research or Himalayan issues. Anyway, welcome to the show, the Himalayan Talk, Raja Mujtaba Sahab. And yeah, so what's going on in Pakistan? Let's talk briefly in Pakistan only, such as there is a soft coup going on in Pakistan. What do you say about that? Okay, are you fixing something? Okay, yes.
Okay.
It has come like a TV type of thing. Okay, yeah. It is being recorded. That's fine. Go ahead, please.
Pakistan has been in the forefront ever since the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan,
That's right.
And since then, it has never been in a background situation as far as the region is concerned. And then the second time that it got its publicity was, or the thing was, when India exploded their nuclear devices in May 1998, and then after about a week or 10 days, Pakistan exploded her devices. So that caused some sort of ripples in the world because the two is going nuclear.
Yes.
And then this third time when after 9/11, that the so-called war on terror was launched on Afghanistan, Pakistan again came in the forefront, as they say, as the leading coalition partner to take on the brunt of the coalition, the war on terror, But
that's correct.
Pakistan is located in such a geographical situation that it has to deal with multiple neighbors, with multiple groupings and things like that,
Yes.
Same time, it can be considered as part of Central Asia. It can be considered part of as Middle East. It is also part of the Southeast Asia, and then with the China on its border and things like that, So Pakistan has got its bordering situation in such a manner that it has a very unique strategic advantage.
That's correct.
The problem is this, that our immediate neighbor, that is India, that is more of a troublesome neighbor for all the countries in the region. If you
okay.
The SAARC countries,
And go ahead. Yeah, SAARC, yeah.
In that context, if I talk about India, none of the countries that border India or trust India in true sense, Even Nepal has reservations, Bhutan has reservations, Bangladesh has reservations. In Bangladesh, they have been all threatened at times. Their water supplies are getting problematic. With Sri Lanka, it supported and sponsored 28 years of insurgency in Sri Lanka, which they finally defeated, So then coming to Pakistan, so it is all the countries in the region that India is not at peace with, because India has a very, very expansionist designs. It wants its own hegemony to be established in the region. It wants to jump into the big power player and things like that, which are causing problems, So most of the countries that surround India, they are small. It's only Pakistan which is a nuclear power. If you look at Nepal, Nepal is a landlocked country which is mostly dependent on India for its trade and for its outward movements, And,
that's correct.
And as yet, the route with China is not that developed that Nepal can take that route also. But if it does, that will be much more expensive to Nepal because Nepal would find it convenient to travel down through India and come to the Indian Ocean, you know. So these are the problems, and India takes advantage of these, and they extract the maximum that they can from the neighbors.
All right. Okay. So, Mujtaba Saab, one more question. You had at least 2 points here that interest me. One of those is um, so-called terror, war on terror. That was George Bush's term. That is not Obama's term now. If you would say, if I'm right, if I'm correct, that is not Obama's term. That is George Bush's term. The war on terror. The other thing is expansionist. How would you explain, or what is the explanation for expansionist vision or view of India? Has it?
Okay, I'll explain this like this, you know. If you see, there were many states at the time of independence that had not opted for India. Sikkim was one, Hyderabad, Deccan was another, Junagadh was yet another, and then there was one more state that had opted for Pakistan. So India launched its military attacks on all these states and captured them. Okay. Sikkim, which was supposed to be an independent state, has lost its sovereignty to India. Tried its best to get Nepal into that sort of a situation, but Nepal, being a bigger country, resisted it, you know. But they never let Nepal rest at peace, you know. They never allowed peace to settle down in Nepal. Bhutan is almost virtually as a satellite state of India now. They have no voice of their own. They'll only say what India wants them to say, and they are just maintaining a puppet or as a satellite sort of linkage with India, you know. So what I say, what is the expansionist designs, and they want to expand more, you know. And the other thing is Kashmir, which had opted for Pakistan as far as the voting was concerned. It was the Muslim majority area, but it again invaded Kashmir, and then they never allowed the Kashmir issue to settle down. And now in Kashmir, they are building more and more of dams. Again, the water treaty that was signed with Mr. Nehru and Mr. Ayub Khan in the 1960s is being violated by India. So they don't care about any international obligations, treaties. They'll do what they want, and then they will cry sort of a wolf or crocodile, whatever you can call it, and make their things more appealing to the West, you know. So, in fact, India is the bully in the region. If India could behave more responsibly, it had more, with much more responsibility, the things in the region could have been much more, better, you know. You know, Nepal and Pakistan, they enjoy very good relations. But the problem is that there can be no direct trade or traveling between Nepal and Pakistan because of Indian territory in between. So these sorts of problems are there which are being created by Indians.
Well, you just say satellite state, kind of Bhutan. Bhutan and India had signed on a treaty of 1947 or something that foreign affairs and security would be taken care by Delhi. And then that is ratified or amended only in 2007 or 8 that Bhutan would be independent to deal anything with other countries rather than India. So anyway, Bhutan says I am independent and sovereign, right? But anyway, it is landlocked. This is the case. Yeah, as concerns Nepal, Nepal always has a problem with India. The reason being, there was until 2006 monarchy, right? Monarchy never enjoyed any good relationship with India. This is the case. And then still there are some problems. You know, there are Maoists coming up, then Maoists were given shelter in New Delhi or trained in New Delhi, whatever. This is what general people in Nepal believe in. Well, these are the things. Yeah, India is a powerful country, billion plus people with nuclear arms that you already discussed. And yeah, it has huge population and huge resources, but not good management, if I'm saying straight to you. So with Pakistan and India, there is always a problem of trust deficit in between two countries, and scholars like you or think tanks like you should contribute to building an kind of uh, relationship, understanding. Yeah, I also see papers or articles or websites from Indian side, Indian people. They also attack Indian people. I mean, Pakistani scholars or whatever. This is no good. Scholars people like you should come forward and discuss. There must be interface. There is one group here, Indian is intellectual group in USA something. They publish such kind of articles which cannot be taken as seriously as your up and maker publishers. This is the take. As concerned, okay, let's talk about your country. There is soft coup going on. What is your take in your country? There is soft coup, not a military coup. Can Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice, present himself as an activist?
I'll answer your question because there are two main questions in your this set. So I'll answer the first question, that is the trust deficit between India and Pakistan.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. The trust deficit, to remove the trust deficit is normally the responsibility of the bigger power. India is the bigger power as compared between India and Pakistan. In fact, India is the biggest power in the SAARC region itself, So the onus of responsibility lies on India to establish the trust amongst its neighbors, more so with Pakistan also. Pakistan can only reciprocate once India gives that sort of a strong message that they want to build up the trust and things like that, And for that, they'll have to do something in practical. The practical thing would be that they must come down to talk about Kashmir. They must come down to talk and settle the issue of Siachen. They must come down and settle down and talk the issues of water things that they are doing now. And, without touching these issues, India does not want to touch those issues and yet says, let's go forward. How can you go forward when your feet have been anchored in these issues? They won't let you move. So the responsibility of building the trust between the two countries lies fairly and squarely on India. That is one thing, And the other thing that you are saying, that the coup coming in Pakistan, well, this time it is not going to be the military which is going to come. Military, I know, I have been on the television several times. It is going to be a very, very different type of phenomenon to be witnessed in Pakistan. It's going to be something like people's revolution. Of course, it would also have the support of the judiciary, because whatever the judgments the judiciary is giving, the government is flouting that. The present minister that has been elected had been ordered by the Supreme Court to carry out an inquiry against him because his involvement in the rental powers, So in that there was a lot of blames on him of corruption. So he is one of the most corrupt persons that we have got again in the chair of Prime Minister, So, yes, it is a fact.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And then unless, any government which does not address the people's problems is never liked by the people, Why people want an elected government? So that they can respond to their problems, they can address their problems, they can solve their problems and their issues. In fact, this government, since it came into office in 2008, it has created more and more and more problems for Pakistan. If coming to the power shortage, Pakistan has the generation capacity of 22,000 megawatts. And the demand is about 15,000 megawatts.
I know.
And the production is about 8,000 megawatts. So when we have the installed capacity, why that capacity is not being used to its capacity? So that we fail to understand. The only reason is they want to keep the generation well below the requirement so that they can hire more power from outside and get more kickbacks and make more money. It's all bloody scandals going on. Even a blind man can see what is going on, you know. So they have virtually destroyed every institution, every organization. They have made a mess of Pakistan Railways. They have made a mess of Pakistan International Airlines. They have made a mess of Pakistan Steel. They have made a mess of electricity powers. They have made a mess of gas supplies. They have made a mess of petroleum supplies, you know. So what else is left there? So what do you expect from people? What should they do? So eventually the people are moving in the localized actions. They are surrounding the the elected members of the assembly in their own districts, in their own constituencies, and holding them responsible. So this is the trend which is coming up. And I think this would be a better trend than taking a long march or tsunami that Imran Khan talks about. The people will not be needing any logistic support to surround the house of the member of the National Assembly in his own area, you know. So they can sort it out there. And they have done it in a few cases. And they'll continue to do so because now the situation is getting very, very bad. I have raised a slogan, which you may have read in my articles, you know. I say roll 300 heads and save Pakistan.
Yeah, last night I read that.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
So that is one thing which is catching on with the people in Pakistan. And we have to eliminate all those crooks and corrupt people who are sitting in the government assemblies and all of that, in the power corridors. The people cannot afford them anymore. So the Supreme Court is giving its judgments. The government is not prepared to accept that judgment. They are flouting it. So eventually it seems that the Supreme Court may be forced to dislodge this government through an injunction of the law and maybe call the army to help to execute that order of the Supreme Court. That is a possibility, but army will have no direct role in dislodging the government or coming into power that way, you know.
Oh, okay. So here is another tip. Then, I mean, soft coup, it's not my term, it is New York Times term. There's Supreme Court has already dismissed the government and then ordered the president to appoint another guy, and then there is another guy already there, whom you already said, corrupted or whatever, power issues, whatever, right? So here is another question. 180 million plus people, and also a troubled country with nuclear arsenal, right? And education, literacy or education percentage not that much, but every year it has 10.2% of increase in the military spending. What is your take on it?
Okay, it's a good question. This time the army had surrendered some of its allocation, you know. And then the army said, when we have surrendered that allocation from the defense budget, they say we do not see that being reflected in the education and the health sector of the budget, you know. So there's entire mismanagement by the government. There's entire mismanagement by the government. No matter what you surrender, what you do, the money will not be used for the purpose of education or the health and for others, I think. It goes into the pockets of the people in power. You know, recently France, they held elections, so it was a socialist party that came into power. The first thing that they announced was a reduction of 30% salaries. Okay? So whether that 30% would make a big difference or not, but at least it was a symbolic sort of a thing that we want to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. So here in Pakistan, people are dying of hunger, people are dying of poverty, people are dying of no jobs. And the and the President House and the Prime Minister's House, they are on the rise. They are not cutting anything. The members of the parliament, they have increased their emoluments. They have increased benefits. They have increased all sorts of perks and privileges. So they live in a different world altogether, which is not connected with the people. It's a complete disconnect. So this sort of a government can never be acceptable to the people. Only government that can be acceptable is which is connected with the people. They know the pulse of the people. They feel for them and they work for them.
Okay. So why don't you defeat them in the election? Only 1 year is left to go to election, isn't it?
Say again.
Why don't you defeat them? The election is there in 1 year's time, right?
Yes.
And why don't you defeat these people through election, democratic processes? And also, I was saying, yeah, okay, go ahead, yeah.
Okay, the problem is this: if we say about this party, the other parties are no good either. If Mr. Nawaz
That's what my point is.
They're all crooks on both the sides. At the time of the independence of Pakistan, there was one party in India which was known as the Unionist Party. And they had all the Muslims and the feudals in that party. And they were against the creation of Pakistan. They were against Pakistan's independence. But once they realized that Pakistan will come into being, they at once abandoned the Unionist Party and jumped on to the bandwagon of a Muslim League, And then at that time they were given the name of Toadies. Toady, when I went to the dictionary to see the word, what does Toady mean, it is a viral worm which moves from one place to other, which it finds better. So these Toadies, they have shifted from one party to another wherever they saw the power is coming. Now these very Toadies have joined Imran Khan. And the other quality of these Toadies is that they are very good slaves to their foreign masters. That's what they've been trained for. And the Pakistani people will have to get rid of these Toadies, and these Toadies have taken up all the parties, and you can find them in every political party of Pakistan.
Okay, so then, let me go back to one more time to the Supreme Court Chief Justice Iftikhar Muhammad Chaudhary. So his son, it is reported in Dunia, right? It is published in New York Times here also, that he received $3.7 million bribes to Chief Justice Chaudhary Arsan Iftikhar in hope of showing court cases that was given by some developer, real estate developer, Riaz. And what is your take? Do you still support the Supreme Court Justice? Chief Justice?
I will quote the Chief Justice when this case was reported. Chief Justice came on record. He said that Arsalan Chaudhary is an 38 years adult. He's a 38 years adult, and I'm not responsible for his acts. He is responsible for his own acts. And so he disassociated himself from him, and then he also debarred him coming to his house. And then he has also he took a suo motu action against his son, and he left the bench and handed over the bench to another senior justice to look into the case. Then finally, the Supreme Court decided that they handed over his son to the government to investigate him. So he has taken all the possible precautions or all the possible steps to disassociate himself from his son. His son, if he does something bad, sometimes back when Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister, her son Mark Thatcher, he was involved in some kind of scandals, So, but that did not reflect on Margaret Thatcher. Only Mark Thatcher had to face that.
That's okay. That is okay. That's fine with me too. So, one more question again. Can Iftikhar Muhammad Chaudhary work as an activist or not? He's Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. He's working as a kind of activist, isn't he? What do you think about that?
Say again, I didn't get your question.
He's working as an activist in Pakistan Supreme Court. Can a judge become an activist? He's doing politics from there. Can a judiciary play a role of executive also?
Okay, that's your question.
Legislative also?
It is not actually doing politics. I would not agree on that thing. But yes, I would say that it is the judicial activism, Because so far, judiciary has been made slave to the ruling party or the party in power, sometimes to the army. it is the first time since Musharraf's time that Iftikhar Chaudhry has taken a stand, and they are facing all sorts of grunts. And when they want to become independent in true sense, so naturally they will be facing all sort of criticisms and people's observations, But I would support Iftikhar Chaudhry because whatever he's doing in the best interest of the judiciary and Pakistan.
Okay. All right. If you feel so, that's okay. Excuse me. You are the people of Pakistan. You are responsible in making your country good, better, whatever. Okay, whatever system is okay for you. And you said already earlier that no one is okay or good in any political party. Then who would be your next people to come to the power? Then do you agree with Imran Khan's view? Or do you yeah?
Okay, you see. When Imran Khan launched himself initially, he wanted to come with a clean set of people,
Yeah.
But since his October 30th rally in Lahore, which surprised everybody, so all these stories have jumped on his bandwagon now. So they are with him by the scores. So that is what is bothering the people. How will he handle those? Because they have their own agendas, they have their own motives, they have own things to play. And so this is one reason that why people are getting disgruntled with the political structure, with the political setup of Pakistan, and they want a revolutionary change so that they can solve their own problems independent of any foreign interference or foreign dictations and people not working for foreign powers,
Okay. So you mean foreign power that also indicates to USU also, where I live in now. Okay. I wouldn't go to that point anyway right now. So how about this Lashkar-e-Taiba and then 2008 Mumbai attack? How would you explain, or what is your take?
You see, Lashkar-e-Taiba is basically, it was fighting a jihad, it was fighting in Kashmir, there is no doubt about that. They have been fighting in Afghanistan also. And they are not involved in the internal disruptions or things of India. India says so that they are doing it. But then there was another name of some CIA agent who was there in Mumbai at that time, who went out and he was never taken into investigation. So India also fixes the responsibility before it investigates. You know what happened on the Samjhota actress, Prohit affair, So there are all sorts of things are there going on. When it was coming about to the conclusion on the Indian Parliament also, that Prohit was killed by the Indian agencies.
Okay. So the other question would be, it is reported that ISI has some kind of relationship with Lashkar-e-Taiba also. Isn't it?
That is an assumption, and nobody will say yes and nobody will say no, because I am not in that authority to say in place of ISI whether they have any linkage with Lashkar-e-Taiba or not, because this is something which is very, very covert. Now we all understand that America has the linkages with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Okay, and we have ample proof on that.
How would you say that? How would you say that?
Because
do you have evidence? Do you have any proof?
Working for the American interest, and they are working against the Pakistani interest. And then same time, in Sharm el-Sheikh, when Manmohan Singh had met the Pakistani Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh admitted that they are supporting the insurgency in Balochistan. So that was a clear admission on part of Manmohan Singh. And then when he went back to India, he was given a roughing, and he backed out of his statement,
Well, that might be a different case as far as America is concerned. America is trying to help out Pakistan, isn't it? Hasn't it? But
America is not helping Pakistan. America is wanting.
How would you say that? How would you say that?
America is not helping Pakistan. America is wanting Pakistan's help. To get Pakistan's help, it is supporting Pakistan to that extent only. Because if Pakistan does not support America, America cannot survive and last and fight the war war in Afghanistan. More so now
That we know.
decided to move out. They are also
The-
making it difficult that without the routes of Pakistan available to them, their withdrawal from Afghanistan will not be easy.
That's correct. This is why from America and then you, Pakistan, must have good relationship. We must forge some kind of, what do you call relationship, better relation of understanding. But something is going on after the last year's April, attack or killing of Osama bin Laden. That is different story. But America wants to support its democratic processes in Pakistan. But is there any democracy in Pakistan? Really?
America does not want to support democratic process in Pakistan. America wants to support the corrupt and the crooks in the Pakistan political structure, It is very, very clear. So I will not say that America wants to support democratic process. And democratic process, where is democratic process? Do you have democratic process in America? Do you have democratic process in India? Do you have democratic process anywhere else? It is all media managed stage show going on,
As concerned America, here is full functioning. The democracy is full functioning. I'm enjoying it. The election, there you have voices of the people up there to Washington and down here to Cambridge and also everywhere. Okay, but in Pakistan, what's going on with the tribal people?
Okay.
You see tribal people.
What happened in Florida when Bush was contesting Al Gore?
That is also something. This is a system, okay?
Okay.
So there is electoral college and popular mandate. That is a system.
It is there. In America, the elections are media managed. The media, CNN, Fox News, they build up the parties and then they destroy the parties, And that is all. Now let's see what happens in the coming elections in November 2012.
November.
Okay? You will find something very surprising results.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit more about Florida. I think popular count is something and electoral college is something. This is in the constitution. We can't challenge that. So Bush came to power, but that is a different story. But for now, here, there is democracy. Very fine, nice democracy here. You can have a say, whatever you have, you are saying or trying to say. Yeah, that is hard. But it is that hard in Pakistan. Even the Chief Justice order is not carried out in Pakistan. This is the situation. It's not only in Pakistan, in Nepal also same thing, in India same thing. India is some.
What happened to Dr. Afia Siddiqui? You call that justice?
Who?
Dr. Afia Siddiqui, a fragile sort of a lady who could not even hold a gun, was sentenced to 87 years of jail for attempting to kill the American GIs.
Well, no one can be killed. Yeah, if you want to kill someone, then there will be.
That was a shame on the American justice. American people feel ashamed about it.
Here is the case. When someone is convicted of some kind of plot or killing or whatever, he gets jailed or he gets punishment like that.
You must provide full opportunity to the accused. The accused was denied all sorts of rights, and they just
How do you say that?
So that was, I won't call that justice. Now the American people, they are, what is this Occupy Wall Street movement going on? One person.
That is a different story.
No, it's all part of the same game.
Well, maybe, but 1% is something and 99%, they are also something, 99% is also something going on. 1% is doing,
What is happening in India? That Anna Hazare, what is he doing?
Anna Hazare, okay. No, Anna Hazare, the other guy, Dharma Guru or whatever, they were doing something.
There are problems all over, Mr. Rana, there are problems all over. And only the selected people, there are hidden hands behind who are manipulating the elections, who want certain set of people to come into power, and they come into power. It is not for you or for me to get a fair chance. If there was something like fair, maybe I would see you sitting in some parliament in the world,
Okay. So, now it's 30 minutes and more, a little bit. So what we would be doing next time would be, we'd talk again. And one more little bit small thing, that you guys are think tanks in Pakistan. And then you float ideas for the government how to run or how they should go ahead or how to proceed for what. And likewise, there are a lot of in India too. Why you people don't discuss interface, have interface, and solve this kind of problems in between countries like Pakistan, India, or whatever, or SARC? You have already told. Why you guys don't do? Because
We do. We have done it many times. We do, but we do not want to do it at the cost of our sovereignty and independence. We would like to talk to India on equal footings, on equal terms, and equal partners.
That's correct.
So if we have no partners in dealing with Nepal, we have no problems in dealing with Maldives, we have no problem in dealing with Sri Lanka. But we have problem dealing with India. Why? And every country has a problem with India. It's not only Pakistan. Nepal has problems. Sri Lanka has problems. Maldives has problems. Bangladesh has problems. So it means India has become the problem. They are the problematic state in the region. They will, unless they mend their ways, you will never have stability in the region.
Yes. No, I'm not supporting India against Pakistan, or I'm not supporting Nepal against Pakistan, or whatever. So our perspective from here is India is also suffering from some kind of what do you call terrorist acts from neighboring countries. It looks like that, doesn't it?
India is suffering internally what the Moors are doing, what the Kashmiri people are doing, what the Mizos are doing, what the Nagaland is happening. All India's own internal thing going on. It is an internal insurgency which is building up, and how they crushed and defeated the Sikhs in 1985 was it, or when they killed Janal Singh Bhindranwale in the temple of Amritsar, that Operation Blue Star. And so they want to crush everybody. They want to crush every force which is as it said. They have been killing Muslims. They have been killing Christians. They have been killing the Jains. They have been killing whatever came their way.
Yeah, as concerned Punjab or Bhindranwale thing, and then here is a group of people, Sikh people. They have come together and they have founded some kind of Khalistan or whatever movement here.
Yes.
It looks like that, and then they have their own dollar bill also. You see, they are what they are doing here, but in Punjab itself, I have no actual idea because I'm not there, and the ground reality might be different. And also, let's come this way. As concerned Kashmir sort of thing, India said that is integral part of Pakistan. I mean India and Pakistan also says that. And Zulfikar Bhutto has said so strongly, opposed the meeting, UN meeting, that I have already many times watched the video. I have his video too. That is other issues, okay? And for those things, intellectuals like you, think tanks like you should debate. Indian people, you people should debate. You decide, there's one, Harun Asif Raja, his article, something we have also carried from a paper and posted here too. What is called the Hindu Taliban something, Hindu militancy, Taliban kind of. I mean, his article, there are some things, some of the points are okay, but there are some serious issues too, which could have been dealt differently. But this is why intellectuals like you should come forward and discuss. This is what we think. This is what the Himalayan Boys thinks, and Himalayan Boys think. And thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for your time to show. I'll talk to you sometime later also, especially on this issue. Okay.
Thank you.
Pakistan.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye.